10.
10?
Yeah, 10. You know we deliver these, right?
We need the exercise. Welcome again, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll talk Bulldog football, we'll check in with the Ferris State tennis teams, and we'll touch on some important community service initiatives for the Ferris State Bulldogs. And first up, football with new defensive coordinator Lou Esposito. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show for the first time.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys having me here.
Bulldogs certainly in the middle of spring football drills right now, and you came on right as spring ball was starting. Talk about the transition for you coming into Ferris State this spring.
I think it's actually been kind of smooth, other than, you know, a little bit being behind the 8 ball, a little bit coming in right when spring ball was starting. But the kids are really buying into what we're doing, and really excited about being here, being around a great group of kids, a great group of coaches, excited to what they've built here. Hopefully we can just improve a little bit, get a little bit better for next season.
Talk a little bit about your background. Obviously a collegiate professional player in the Memphis area, moving on to St. Joseph's College as a head coach, and then at Western Michigan. Just tell us a little bit about your background.
I played at the University of Memphis. I was a 4-year starter there. Played in the Arena League and the CFL after that. From there, I went to St. Joseph's College as a defensive coordinator, moved up to the head coach there, and then I was at Western Michigan for 3 years as the defensive line coach, recruiting coordinator, assistant head coach. And then I had an opportunity to come here.
As a head coach at St. Joseph's College in the Great Lakes Valley, just talk about how that relates to Ferris State and your experience with the Division II level.
I think I learned a lot of what not to do there, just because I was so young. But being around Division II football and being around kids that still love to play football and are good enough to get some athletic money, I think it was a good learning experience for me. And you know, here I'm a little more familiar with that, as opposed to coming from a place where you weren't able to do that. So I've always been around scholarship football, which is a good thing. And I think once again, I was 25, 26 years old, head coach. I got to make bunch of mistakes and learn from that. And so now hopefully I can help out in that aspect here.
Coming to Ferris State, what enticed you to come to Ferris and be a part of Coach Anif's staff and what the Bulldogs are building here in Big Rapids?
I think there's two things. One, Coach Anif and his staff is, he's a proven winner. Everywhere he's gone, he's won. And I want to be part of winners. And two, the kids are great kids. There's certain kids that love football and don't want to do what it takes. Those are kids that are interested in football. And then there's kids that are committed, that do whatever it takes, however long it takes, whenever it takes to win. And that's what they have here. They got committed kids, and that's because Coach Anif and his staff has done a great job to mold those kids in a certain way, have them thinking, hey, we're always looking forward, always wanting to win, see the big picture. And again, I just want to be a part of a winner, and that's the biggest thing why I came a part here.
Certainly the spring, very important always, and it certainly is for you this spring implementing your system. Just talk about how that's went so far in the process.
It's good. I think when you first start, the biggest thing for us, all we're trying to talk about is effort and turnovers. The scheme stuff is good, but the biggest thing is if you're creating turnovers on defense, you're giving good effort. And if you're giving great effort, you have an opportunity to get turnovers. And as good as our offense is going to be next year, the way I feel anyway, is if we can get them the ball 3 or 4 more times a game, that's automatically going to turn into points. And now all of a sudden, all those close games that you were in that you didn't wind up with a W, now you do. And again, for us, if we just play with great effort and we cause turnovers, we're going to be that much better. The scheme stuff will come on its own.
You mentioned the Bulldog offense certainly put up a lot of numbers, a lot of points last fall. Just talk about how that helps your defense competing against an offense like that every day.
It's awesome. I mean, just dealing with some of the scheme stuff that they do and some of the players they have. To me, our running backs are really, really good players. not knowing the league well enough. I played against a couple teams in the league, Wayne State and Grand Valley, when I was at St. Joseph's College, but not in the last 3 years. What I remember, I mean, our skill and our offensive line are just as good as anyone else. And then, you don't know other than watching some film with the quarterbacks, but I mean, the two quarterbacks that we have are special kids. So again, for us, I keep telling the defense, like, this is going to be the best offense you guys play next year. So if we can do well against them, we should be able to do well against anybody. And at times we look really good, and at times we don't. The thing we need to get better at is with the inconsistency.
Last fall, the Bulldogs had a number of seniors on that defensive unit. Just talk about the task of replacing some of those guys that were lost to graduation and how some younger kids have stepped up this spring.
The good thing for me is I'm coming in, the season's already over. I didn't know any of those guys. So the guys that are here are the only guys I know, other than watching film from last year. And there were some great players. For us, it's like anything else. You just got to reload. I think the one thing is one of the parts of Coach Anis's, when I talk about staff, is the recruiting aspect. I mean, they've recruited unbelievable players here. So I'm going to have an opportunity to work with some of those guys, and I can't take any credit for that. It's what his staff has done and himself as far as getting those kids here. I mean, there's a lot of kids that are going to be here in the fall that are going to step on the field, play a lot of minutes for us, and be really, really good players that weren't here last fall. So as far as knowing the guys, what we're missing, I can't speak on that just because I wasn't here other than watching the film. I know there's kids that are here that are bought in, that want to do things the right way. They're going to play with great effort and going to fly around and cause turnovers and going to get hoot and holler and be excited to be Bulldogs. Those are the kids that are going to play, and we have those kids here. I just got to keep them going, keep them focused the whole time, and just wipe out some of the inconsistencies, play with more consistency, and we should be okay.
This weekend on Saturday, the Crimson and Gold spring game, I actually delayed a week with the weather. Just talk about how excited you are for the spring game and a chance to get out there in front of the fans.
I'm totally excited. I couldn't sleep Friday night. I know the biggest thing for me is I love spring games because either way, Ferris State wins, or Bulldogs win on Saturday. So it's good. It's more for the guys that maybe haven't gotten enough reps because you get to see them underneath the lights a little bit in the fire. Some of the younger kids that you're kind of on the borderline with that, hey, listen, you either need to make plays or, this is going to be your role in the fall. And then it's a great opportunity for kids, you know what, Coach, I need to play more. Well, here's your opportunity to do that. So I think it's going to be a fun, exciting atmosphere for the guys on Saturday.
The weather certainly has been a challenge this spring at times, but just talk about how the kids have responded with those weather conditions and the fact that hopefully in late November, when the Bulldogs are hopefully still playing, that the weather could be like that.
It's a great point, and I think the kids, I haven't heard a peep about it. I mean, it's more me than anybody else saying, man, it's cold out here. But the kids, I haven't even heard it. They strap on, they go to work, they bring their lunch pail, and they're ready to go. And I think when you have kids like that, you have an opportunity to be pretty good.
You spent the last 3 years at Western Michigan. Just talk about some of the differences moving from the Division I level to the Division II level.
I think here there's really, obviously you'll have some differences off the field here and there, but as far as the way practice goes and the way the things are run, Coach Anis has been doing this a long time. I don't care if you're in the NFL or you're coaching Pop Warner. The way Coach Anis does things is first class, and it was the same way with Bill Cuba at Western Michigan. The way recruiting is done is the same way here. So that aspect, there's really no difference. Some of the kids that I deal with here love football a little bit more because they're not spoon-fed it. They got to work for it, and that's a pleasant breath of fresh air. And I think, again, there's really not that much difference on the field, the way practice is run and the way guys fly around and what we expect for them. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you make a play with 150,000 people there or you make a play with 10 people there. That feeling you get when you make that big hit or that big sack or cause that turnover is the same thing no matter what. And that excitement you get when you're looking at 10 other guys doing the same thing for one common goal is the same feeling you get. And I think that's what you have here, and it's exciting. That's why you're going to have a chance to be pretty good next year.
Coach, thanks for being here with us. Again, the spring game Saturday at 1 o'clock at Top Taggart Field, and looking forward to seeing the Bulldogs in action.
Appreciate you guys letting me be here.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.
Ferris University School of Digital Media, preparing graduates to be successful storytellers. 3 state-of-the-art programs lead students down the path to develop both creativity and the technical ability to effectively deliver stories. Offering small class sizes, hands-on applied learning, faculty and staff armed with industry experience, and an intensive internship program. Ferris State University School of Digital Media, preparing storytellers for careers.
Find your future at Ferris State University. Offering more than 180 degree programs, Ferris State University will prepare you for a rewarding and successful professional life with an education that connects theory with practice. Ferris students benefit from hands-on learning, state-of-the-art technology and facilities, and internship opportunity. With an engaging and friendly campus community and many scholarships, Ferris State University is ready to help you build a great college experience.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk tennis, and with us, head coach Chad Berryhill. And Coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Rob.
A lot of action for the Bulldogs this spring. Certainly most of it indoors with the weather. Finally able to get outside just this past weekend. But just talk about the start your kids are off to on the men's side.
Yeah, we've had a very good year so far. Just 2 setbacks in conference with Wayne State and Northwood. We're looking forward to some revenge there. But yeah, the guys have been doing well. It was good to win a key rivalry match against Grand Valley on Friday on our senior day, and then Sunday playing Lewis, which is a big region match for us, and we had to fight hard to pull that one out in our our second outdoor match, but our first one with a lot of wins. So
the Bulldogs taking on Grand Valley State, final regular season home match here for the Bulldogs at the Racket and Fitness Center on Friday, and we've got some footage of that. Just talk about that match with Grand Valley, a decisive win, 7-2 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we needed to bounce back after a match against Wayne and Northwood, dropping those back-to-back. So our theme all week in practice was really just to compete hard and have fun while we're doing it. It was a special match, number 1, because we're playing our rival, and 2, it was senior day for Raz, Mag, and Tyler Marengo, and also second semester senior for Brandon Aridaza. So they really wanted to come out and play hard, and their teammates wanted to play hard for them, and it's a good win. I mean, we played out and played good doubles, and in singles we fought really hard. Even Serge at number 2 was cramping pretty hard in the 3rd set and still pulled one out against a tough kid. So played good tennis.
The Bulldogs winning 2 of the 3 doubles flights, and then came back and won 5 of the 6 singles matches, and certainly really set the tone for the afternoon with that start in doubles.
Yeah, we needed that. You know, our last match against Northwood, we dropped all 3 of the doubles, and it's tough to come back when you're down 3-0 after dubs. So that was something that we focused on. We were really looking forward to getting all 3, but got 2. And we know our strength in singles. We've got guys that are very experienced at the top, 2 seniors in the middle, and then our 5 and 6 with Otto and Aaron. They've been doing a good job. When they have to come on court with only 4 courts indoors, they come on and do a good job every single time. So, you know, we're looking forward to GLIACs and continuing to get better.
We can see you in some of the highlights, certainly talking to your team. Just talk about how your kids have responded to you and your coaching style in your first year here with the
Yeah,
Bulldogs.
they've responded great. You know, we try to challenge them to challenge themselves. A lot of time on the court, it's just making some minor tweaks and just making sure that they're focusing every point at a time and every shot at a time. And I think we get along great. Our road trips are always a lot of fun. Everyone's got a lot of personality on our team. You know, it's a band of brothers really when they're out there playing on the court. So it's been good, really good.
How important was a win like that over your rival after a couple tough matches against Wayne State and Northwood, two of the upper level teams in the GLIAC along with the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I mean, Grand Valley and us were both sitting undefeated for most of the year in conference, and then both of us dropped matches to Northwood and Wayne State. So a lot to prove in that match and really take the number 3 seed in the GLIAC. So it was a big match. We knew Grand Valley was going to come out and fight hard. They always do. And again, we really just wanted to fight hard in the singles and try to improve our doubles, which we did.
After the win over Grand Valley, you hit the road, a non-conference match here late in the year at Lewis, and an important regional match, as you mentioned. The Bulldogs second in the region and Lewis right behind in 4th.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be a big match. I'm not really sure where we're going to rank out once regional rankings come out again after the 2 losses, but we knew that was an important one to get us into the NCAA tournament. Lewis is beat us last year, and then we took them out in the NCAA tournament last year. They always have a strong team, and we started out a little bit slow. We lost all 3 of the doubles matches, and I just told the guys going into singles that you know, we can win all 6 if we fight, and we dropped one at number 1 pretty quick, and won 5 in a row, 2 through 6. That was a special day yesterday, and the guys, credit to them for fighting hard and sticking with it. And first outdoor match in the win was pretty tough, but they stayed tough.
Talk about how important, how big of an adjustment that is playing outside after so many matches indoors.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, the elements, the ball can blow around. You're dealing with the sun, so everyone's got a pretty good suntan today, and it's just different. I mean, balls that you know, you think are winners get slowed down, especially in doubles. The ball blows around quite a bit, so it's easier to put the ball away at the net, and really affects people's serve and especially their toss. So, you know, we got broke quite a few times at number 1 doubles, and that usually doesn't happen. So yeah, it's quite different getting pushed around out there by the wind. But you know, the guys did a good job.
Doing double duty, the women's team in action at Lewis as well, and one of the few times they've been able to get out this spring and compete. Just talk about their performance. Yeah,
it was a strange experience for me trying to coach 2 different matches at the same time. But you know, the women's team's been hurt a little bit with injuries. We've got a really illness. We've got one girl who's been out with pneumonia and mono, and another girl that's been out with mono. So we're down 2, but that's given 2 other Bulldogs a chance to step up. We've got a match at number 2 doubles. And then singles, we fought hard. Lewis is strong. I mean, they have 2 of the better girls in the region playing 1 and 2 singles, and they're ranked number 4 in the country at number 1 double. So they're pretty tough at the top of the lineup. But the girls played hard again. They haven't played outdoors either, so it was an adjustment for them. And you know, they always go out there and fight and give it their best. So that's good for them.
This weekend for the men's team, on to the GLIAC tournament in Midland. Just talk about your expectations going into the GLIAC tournament and what should be another competitive conference tournament.
Yeah, we're trying to be focused 1 match at a time and 1 point at a time. Looks like we're going to play Tiffin in the first round if everything shakes out like it should. But I think same situation the guys were in last year. I mean, they were seeded 2nd, so you're going to have to play in the 2-3 seed in the 2nd round. And then we're looking forward to getting some revenge, probably against Wayne State in the semis, and then may see Northwood in the finals. But we got to take care of what we can control, and that's the bottom line. So the guys just need to stay focused, and they're in good spirits now after getting some momentum yesterday after that 5-4 comeback win. So we're looking forward to it. I think we have a great shot to winning the GLIACs again.
The school year winding down, but still hopefully for the Bulldogs plenty on tap, not only the GLIAC tournament, but hopefully the NCAA tournament coming up here in early May.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were hoping to be in a position to host. Maybe we still are. We just need to take care of the GLIACs first, but I think we can make a run in the NCAA tournament if we can get in. We're tough to beat at all 9 positions. We're a tough matchup for anybody. So as long as we do what we need to do this weekend, we'll be in good shape.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs in the GLIAC tournament, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Great. Thank you, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.
Ten.
10?
Yeah, 10. You know we deliver these, right?
We need the exercise.
Autism spectrum disorder is commonly misunderstood. However, early detection is key to making a difference. Ferris State's School of Education prepares educators in taking an active role. They support the needs and treatment of the children. The work they do for their communities is a rewarding experience. Come see us at Bishop Hall on the campus of Ferris State University.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. With us now, Associate Athletic Director John Coles. And John, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Some great community service events for the Bulldogs taking place here, not only the past couple months, but throughout the year, but certainly a big event last Tuesday night, the Special Olympics basketball game involving the Ferris State basketball teams, and just talk about how important that is and how great of an opportunity that is for both sides.
Well, similar to all of our community engagement events, it's a win-win both for the ND and our student athletes. It's an event that we've been co-hosting now since 2006, and we just bring the Special Olympians in, put them in a Ferris State Bulldog jersey, make them feel as special as we can for the day, and they compete with and against the men's and women's basketball teams.
I know a great cause, obviously, to help the Special Olympians and raise money for some of their efforts, but certainly great for the basketball players as well, not only to be able to compete against the Special Olympians, but also to play with each other between the men's and women's teams.
They have a lot of fun with it, and it's interesting. I mean, as you see these Special Olympians in the community, they're always talking about the next game. And it could be 360 days from now, and they're already, hey, Coach, we're going to get you this year, and talking trash to the Bulldog players. It's a lot of fun.
I know many of those Special Olympians kids, some of the Bulldogs' biggest fans during the season as well, and out there supporting the Bulldogs at Wink Arena.
No, it's great to see them at games, and it's just that personal connection that is so important that we get from this type of event.
I know a number of events taking place throughout the year. Just talk about the importance of giving back, being a part of the community, and what that means to Ferris State athletics.
Well, our student athletes do a great job of it throughout the year, and this is just one example of many. I mean, on a yearly basis, our student athletes are engaged or providing community service about 1,000 hours per year. Our student athletes give, and you know, some of it's collecting trash at the local park and taking care of that, or chaperoning middle school activity nights and dances. We had 8 of our teams in the local elementary schools for March's Reading Month. So we're actively engaged and providing a service to the community. You mentioned
March's Reading Month, and certainly some great ambassadors for Ferris State Athletics had an opportunity to sit in the classroom and meet with some of those children.
Yeah, you know, most notably our hockey players. They'll walk into a classroom with their Bulldog sweater on, and to see those kids' faces and their eyes just light up is something special. Again, a win-win, good for the kids in the classroom, but good for our student athletes as well. But it's always a fun activity, just to introduce the student athlete, sort of where they're from. Again, try to explain to these elementary school kids that a Simone Denis came from all the way from British Columbia, and he's here just to read with you today. It's a fun time.
And certainly those efforts go a long ways towards helping draw more fans into Ferris State athletics and helping these young kids really grow to love the Bulldogs.
Just like the Special Olympics event and middle school activity nights, the more we can make personal connections with the community, the better off we are.
Shifting now a little bit towards a marketing standpoint, a big event coming up here at the end of April 26th, the Title IX celebration involving Bulldog softball, and a chance really to reflect back and commemorate 40 years of Title IX, an important initiative.
Yeah, and similar to the Special Olympics event, we're co-hosting that with an academic course on campus, the sports communications class and RSO, and oftentimes we'll co-host and co-sponsor events with academic service projects, another win-win. And we're excited to celebrate Title IX, excited to provide these students with a learning-based activity, practical hands-on activity that they can put on a resume, and that we can provide a platform to share Title IX.
Title IX, 40 years old now, an important passage, and certainly ties right into the Ferris State women's athletics history, 40 years being celebrated just this past fall with the Bulldog volleyball program.
Yes, and we've had a very successful women's program here at Ferris State for a long time, and a lot of people I could thank for that, but it would be great to have Monica Folsky here for the first pitch, a long-time Bulldog coach, but yeah, we were on the cutting edge of Title IX, and it would be good to have some of those key people that were involved in the 70s, early 80s back on campus for that event to share and celebrate with.
Partnerships certainly important to Bulldog athletics, and you talked about the sports communication class partnering for this event as well. Just talk about those partnerships, how important those are, and how this helps not only Ferris State athletics, but those kids grow in the field.
Well, we partner with a lot of RSOs, a lot of academic majors and minors, but I mean, 3 jump out from the get-go. Our sports marketing with Laura Dix, our sports management with Matt Wagenheim, and sports communications with Sandy Elspine. Again, to provide a practical experience for these students to get hands-on experience is a win-win, and something that not necessarily can they get in the regular classroom setting. So we're happy to provide that experience.
Title IX event kind of winds down the home athletics season for Ferris State Athletics, but certainly not the end of the year and not the end of the work for your office. Just talk about the summer, what goes on in terms of marketing and selling Bulldog Athletics.
Well, our community understands the aspect we have both socially and economically on the community, and a lot of businesses step up in the summertime to help support us. Not only to show their support and their loyalty to Ferris State Athletics, Ferris State University, but also they see it as a good value and good exposure for their business. We can push business back to the local merchants, whether it be hotels or restaurants or convenience stores, you name it. We're bringing a lot of traffic into this town every weekend, and we want to give some of that business back to the local community.
One of the big initiatives, obviously, involving hockey this coming year, transition to a new conference, the WCHA, and just talk about being able to market Bulldog hockey and some new opponents coming in here in the next few years.
Oh, it's exciting to have new opponents like Michigan Tech. I think that will develop into a good rivalry, but we don't have to sell the CCHA. We don't have to sell playing Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State, Notre Dame after the year that we had last year. We can sell ourselves. We're a great product. We're a great brand. And we sell ourselves. And so it doesn't matter who our opponent is, although I am looking forward to sort of these new rivalries. We expect the same, if not better, attendance and support and spirit surrounding Bulldog hockey with a move to the WCHA. Before we get to the hockey season, obviously a lot of excitement about Bulldog football. Just talk about the fall, how important that is to kick off another year, and what's expected for the Bulldogs. A lot's expected for the Bulldogs in the fall. We're looking forward to a great football season. We had a great recruiting class, one of the top nationally by the Rivals or the Scoop, and it's essential to get off on a good step in the fall with a good football season. It sort of sets the stage for the rest of the year and sort of rejuvenates and excites campus. There's nothing better than a fall Saturday when the colors are changing and there's students and alums tailgating in the lots, and then to flow into the stadium for a good Bulldog football win. Not too many things can beat that. Well, thanks for being with us, and looking forward to another great year of Bulldog Athletics coming up next fall. Thank you, Rob. That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris State Update. Thanks for tuning in, and a reminder you can follow all the action at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.